What if the most pathetic main character in manga actually changed? This guy sneaks into the girls' bathroom every day just to masturbate. He's not misunderstood. He's genuinely a terrible person. But when someone finds out, they don't expose him. They drag him into something even worse. And that's how he ends up becoming someone you actually respect. So, the story begins in a school's girls' restroom. Our main character's name is Kurosawa Kakeru. He is doing there. He is told he has a pattern of hitting, and he takes it as a life lesson. One day, when he was coming out of the toilet, suddenly a girl comes and sees him. But Kurosawa made an excuse that the teacher told him to keep cleaning items inside. Now, in Kurosawa's class, there was a gang of nerd otakus. The leader's name was Nagaoka Keiji. He was trying to get Kurosawa to join his team, but Kurosawa always used to make some excuse and leave. After the school is over, Kurosawa goes to the toilet again. After doing everything, he was about to leave from there. He hears the voice of some girls. We saw that 3 girls had come there. They had noticed that someone was inside the toilet. They tried to ask who it was, but Kurosawa didn't say anything. As they didn't get any answer, they start smoking and leave. After that, Kurosawa also leaves from there quietly. While coming out, he was thinking that I was saved today. If I keep doing this, I will definitely get stuck one day. I think I should stop doing all this. He says, I was just kidding. I will never stop doing this. After a few days, it is shown that Kurosawa is going to join a new class. That's why a lot of students from the other class were also going to be swapped. And yes, in his new class, Nagaoka was there. But along with that, some sexy girls also joined his class, who he could do his work thinking. One was Naito Kyuko, who was very hot. The second girl was Takigawa. And 2 more girls were Sugawa and Ayumi. And they were the ones who were smoking in the toilet. Now, Kurosawa was very happy to see all this stuff. That's when he sees that the girl sitting in front of him was no one else. It was the same girl who saw him coming out of the toilet. Her name was Kitahara. We see that Kitahara was a very nerdy type of girl. That's why Sugawa and Ayumi used to bully her a lot. Sugawa mixes coffee in her food. Today, Kurosawa looks at Naito. He goes to the restroom and imagines her. He imagines her giving a blowjob. And yes, all this was happening in his imagination. After completing everything, he left. When he was coming back, a girl fell from a tree, and she was no one else. It was Kitahara. He looks at her, and he finds out that Sugawa had thrown her gym clothes on the tree. She fell down while picking them up. She was injured a lot, and her hands were bleeding. Kurosawa says, why don't you answer her bullying? Kitahara says, thank you for worrying about me, but it's none of your business. Kurosawa thinks she's right. It's none of my business. The next day, we see that there was a fat guy in the class, Pitsata. Someone stole his uniform when he wore gym clothes and went to the gym. We see that Kitahara returns his uniform and says, I found this in my bag. I don't know how it got here. Sugawa and Ayumi come from behind. Sugawa says, oh, you stole his uniform. She was trying to stop him. But even after that, she forced her to tell everyone that she stole his uniform. She says, you stole his uniform because you like him, so you should confess to him. She starts shouting, confess, confess. Because of their force, she has to confess in front of him. And she says, I like you. Kitahara starts crying. Sugawa makes fun of her and says she must be crying out of joy that she finally confessed. Seeing this, Kurosawa gets very pissed off because these 2 had crossed the limit. He decides that he will punish these 2. We are shown that Kurosawa has tied Sugawa and put her in the restroom and was forcing her. But in reality, he wasn't doing it. He was just imagining it. We see that he comes to the class after the 3rd period. We see that there is a lot of commotion in the class. He realizes that his plan worked. We see that Sugawa's uniform was missing after the gym period. She was shouting at everyone and asking who stole it. We see that a girl brings her dress and tells her that she found it in the restroom. Now, when she checks it, she gets surprised and gets very angry because there was white fluid on it. You know what fluid this is. She was asking in anger that who did this. We are shown that Kurosawa did all this with a lot of planning. He tells the teacher in the morning he's feeling unwell and will be late. He arrives early, hides in the restroom, and stays there until gym period. When the class goes to gym, he sneaks into the room, takes her dress, and leaves it in the restroom. He returns to class after the 3rd period, so no one suspects. He was sitting, and he saw Kitahara. He was saying in his mind, Kitahara, how did you like my revenge? I am sure you must be feeling very satisfied. We are shown that Kurosawa was doing his daily lesson. He was doing that imagining with Kyuko. He was about to leave from there after completing his work. Then, a girl comes and knocks on his door. Kurosawa thinks that there is nothing to worry about. I will not say anything. She will go by herself after a while. But She says, "Kurosawa, I know you are inside." After hearing this, Kurosawa gets scared and says, "This voice is of Kitahara, but how does she know that I am here?" Kitahara says, "You are not saying anything. That means you are Kurosawa. Look, I need a favor from you." Kurosawa was thinking that how did she know? And now that she knows, should I tell him in Kira style that I am Kurosawa? She says, "My favor is that you punish Naito, Kyuko, the same way you punished Suguwa." Kurosawa asks him, "How do you know that I am here?" She reveals that when she saw him leaving the restroom that day, and he made an excuse that he had come to keep the cleaning items, but she knew that he was lying because a while before that, at the teacher's request, she had gone to keep the cleaning items there. "After that, I followed you and saw your schedule. I came to know that you come here every day at the same time." Kurosawa was thinking that she is a nerd, but not stupid. She says, "Look, Suguwa was doing wrong with me. She got punished. I liked it a lot. But Naito was supporting her, so I want him to be embarrassed in the same way. That's why I want to make a deal with you. You help me, and I will keep your secret of coming to the restroom. Decide and tell me tomorrow." The next day, we see that Kurosawa goes to the library after the 6th period. But today, there was a lot of crowd, because it was raining outside. That's when he meets his classmate, Takigawa, who was very hot. They had a lot in common, and they also read a kind of books, so they talk a lot. Now, after 5 o'clock, he goes to the restroom. Kitahara comes there, and he tells her that, "Okay, I will support you." He punishes Kyuko in the same way as he punished Suguwa, by applying white fluid to her dress. But this time, he does it a little differently. When she went to the gym class, he comes quietly from behind and comes to the class and does his work. To no one suspects. He breaks the glass from the window there, so that others feel that someone came in from outside. After all this, there is a lot of commotion in the class. That who the hell is this guy who is doing all this? His class teacher also tells them that whoever did this, it would be better if you come and confess it yourself. After this, Kurosawa again goes to the restroom. Kitahara says that you did a great job, that we will not meet for a few days, but yes, if I have a target again, I will definitely tell you again. Here, Kurosawa realized that he was going to be blackmailed by her. A few days later, we see that Kurosawa was reading a book sitting in the library. Takigawa comes there, and they have a very good conversation. They become good friends. Kurosawa was also having a lot of fun talking to her. By the way, he was an introvert and did not talk to anyone, but her vibe was matching with him. Next month, the group of 5, led by Kurosawa, goes on vacation. On the first day, they casually explore. The next day, at the amusement park, Kitahara asks Kurosawa to join him on the swing. Kitahara shares that he has 2 targets, Pisata, who's been acting weird since Kitahara confessed, and Yashiro Mako, a friend of Sugawa who troubled her last year. He asks Kurosawa to hold his hand to make Pisata believe they're together. The next day, Kitahara and Kurosawa walk together. Kurosawa shows her a bottle with a piece of paper inside and explains the plan to secretly put it in Yashiro's bag. As they hold hands, Pisata notices and steps back. They join Takigawa and ride many attractions. Later, in the crowded area where Yashiro and his friends are, Kurosawa decides against going through with the plan. Seeing Yashiro and his friends happy together, he feels bad and backs out, apologizing to Kitahara, who is disappointed. After this, we see that Kurosawa comes back from the school trip. One day, Nagaoka invites Kurosawa for karaoke. He was very stubborn, so he goes with him. He gets bored at the karaoke and steps out for a cold drink, where he bumps into Takigawa, who also found it boring. She suggests they hang out together, so they go watch a movie and have dinner, basically a little date. When Kurosawa gets home, he realizes he's starting to have feelings for her. He immediately goes home and goes to the restroom. He tries to think about Takigawa and starts doing, but after doing it, his mind becomes like vomit. He thinks that, I don't know how many times I have imagined girls and forced them, but for the first time, it happened that my mind got spoiled. He realizes that he really loves her. The next day when he goes to school, he was sitting with them in the library. He was staring at her. After that, his dark night rises. He goes to the restroom and does it, but Kitahara comes there, and she tells him that my next target is Takigawa. Now, he is shocked. He was thinking that, what is this girl saying? The target who I like. He asks her the reason, but Kitahara was not even telling him the reason. After that, Kurosawa forbids her to do this work, but Kitahara tells him one thing while leaving, that you are gonna regret that. So, the next day when Kurosawa comes to school, he gets a terrible shock. The boy, Nagaoka, whom he didn't like, also started dating a girl. That girl was none other than Takigawa. He was shocked to hear this, because he couldn't believe that how this guy is dating her. That heartbroken lover goes straight to the restroom, Kitahara comes and talks to him. She says, I told you, you are gonna regret that. I knew that you like Takigawa, and I told you to punish her because I used to like Nagaoka, but which means both of them are heartbroken. Kurosawa's heart breaks even more when he sees changes in Takigawa after a few days. That's how cringely she is behaving since she started dating Nagaoka. During gym period, Nagaoka comes to Kurosawa and says, let's do some stretching together. But Kurosawa says no. But even after that, he was forcing him to do it. That's why he shouts at him and says, I told you to choose someone else. Everyone was shocked to see his behavior. One day, he sees both of them kissing from the window, and that's it. His limit was crossed, and he was in a lot of pain. He talks to Kitahara and says, okay, I am ready to punish Takigawa as well. That means it's time to take revenge. Now, it was the gym period. Everyone was racing outside. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Kurosawa comes to the class where he imagines Takigawa sitting there. And now, he can do anything with his imagination. He takes off her clothes, and they start to make love. He did his job there. As soon as Takigawa comes back and opens her bag, she gets shocked. And immediately, she closes her bag, but Kurosawa deliberately comes to ask for her notes. She opens her bag again, and looking inside, she suddenly feels like vomiting. Then, her bag falls on its own. Everyone gets shocked because her copy, her books, everything was covered in fluid. Seeing this, Takigawa vomits there. Kurosawa was in the mode of taking revenge, so it didn't even matter to him that how she was feeling. After all this, Kurosawa was completely hollow. For a few months, Kurosawa teaches Kitahara's targets a lesson. One day, when he was going to punish another target, he remembers, let me see what painting Takigawa had made. So he opens her locker, takes out her painting, and when he opens it, he is shocked because it had him, Kitahara, Nagaoka, and Pizzata. And it was the same day's photo when she went on vacation. It was written on it, the best trip ever. Seeing this, Kurosawa feels really bad that he still thinks of me as such a good friend, and how much bad I did to her. He gets completely filled with guilt and starts crying. After that, he goes to Kitahara and says, now he will never do this again, and tomorrow I am going to finish everything. The next day, we see in the class, Kurosawa takes the permission of the teacher. He comes in front of everyone and says that all these white fluid incidents that happened in the past few days, I was the one who did all of it. Please forgive me. Hearing this, the entire class is shaken. After this, no doubt, all the classmates start hating him. No one was even talking to him. That's when Suguha takes him out with her. She also brought 2 people with her who beat him up badly, even on his desk. They used to write things like pervert, gooner, etc. And Kurosawa was not reacting much to all these things because he knew that after what he did, their reaction is going to be the same. After this, he goes to the ladies' restroom. There, Kitahara was telling him a lot that, what did you do? You finished everything. After that, he comes out and says, I have decided that I have to change myself, and this was my last routine here. After this, I will never come to the ladies' restroom again. And yes, after accepting his mistake, Kurosawa was also liking it a lot. We see that after a lot of days, the gym period comes. Nagaoka was the only person who came and talked to Kurosawa again. After seeing this, Kurosawa liked it a lot that at least someone came to talk to me. We see that Kitahara was still being bullied. On her table too, they had written a lot of things. That's when Kurosawa comes to clean her desk. That's when she turns her desk and says, I am not like you to forgive anyone and forget everything. I want an uncovered person who can take my revenge. Kurosawa says, I know how you feel, but even after that, if you need anything else, you can ask me. On the next day, we see that he was sitting in the library, and that's when Takigawa came there. He had already decided that he would apologize to her again, and he did. Takigawa forgives him easily because she, too, had decided a long time ago that she would forgive him. Now, things start to get better in the class. Kurosawa and his classmates started talking to each other. We see a lot of changes in Kurosawa. He was slowly becoming an extrovert from an introvert. One day, we see that Sugawa was sitting in the same class, and she was having a problem. That's when Kurosawa steps in and tells her how to solve it. But she snaps back, get out of the way, did I ask you? And then adds, if you ever think about me and do something like that, I'll break your bones. But he just laughs. But after a while, she turns around and says, will you tell me how this problem gets solved? So he explains it to her. And just like that, Sugawa was slowly becoming his friend. So yeah, it's been shown that no matter how bad things are, if you want to fix it, it will get fixed. We see that they have their last year's papers. They were all about to graduate. One day, they had to make a music box for their graduation. Everyone was cutting wood to build their box, but 2 girls were still bullying Kitahara. They blew the wood shavings and threw them at her. Kitahara couldn't take it anymore, and she stood up. She had had a cutter in her hand, she took it and made a cut in her own hand, and then a lot of blood came out. Seeing this, both girls were shocked. Kurosawa rushed over and stopped her. He took her to the doctor. After that, graduation happened, and everything moved on. But after that day, Kitahara never came back to school. We're shown that all these students had now moved on to different high schools. Kurosawa was also at a new school. He was working a part-time job on the side. And then there's a class reunion party. After a long time, he goes to Kitahara's house to invite her. He talks to her mom and finds out that Kitahara hasn't come out of her room in months, and she's tried to cut her hand many times. But Kurosawa stands at the door and tries to talk to her. The scene shifts, and we're shown Kurosawa riding the subway to school. Sugawa takes the same subway to her school. He was telling Sugawa that he went to Kitahara's house to talk to her. She says, "Okay, did you mention me?" He says, "When I said your name." She said, "I don't want to hear anything about that." Sugawa goes, "That bitch?" Kurosawa says, "Don't worry, there's still a month left. I'll get her to the reunion." So every few days, he'd make time and go to Kitahara's house and try to talk to her, but she never opened the door. And then the day of the reunion came. When he arrived at the party, Kitahara wasn't there. So he told everyone, "Wait half an hour." One of them says, "Kurosawa, please, don't tell me you're gonna go do that. Come on, you can handle this much." He says, "It's not like that. Kitahara hasn't shown up. I'm going to go get her." He goes to her house. She still hadn't opened the door, so he talks through it, trying to convince her, "Everyone wants to see you. It won't be the same without you." Finally, after all that, she opens the door. Her mom is stunned watching him pull that off. They have a great time at the reunion. After that, we're shown the Christmas season. Takigawa runs into Kurosawa at his part-time job. She hands him 2 movie tickets and says, "I had an extra one. You said you like a girl, right? Take her to the movies on Christmas." And the girl he likes is Sugawa. And yeah, at one point, they had a serious fight. He even had his guys beat Kurosawa up, but like I said, people change. So now, they're just riding the subway together, joking around like always. When Kurosawa tries to invite her to the movie, her friend shows up at the next stop. They pull Sugawa into a singles mixer party. Because Sugawa was single, she goes with them, and Kurosawa misses his shot. That night, while Kurosawa was working his shift, Sugawa walks in and buys cigarettes. She asks, "When does your shift end?" He says, "About 10 to 15 minutes. She goes, "Okay, I'll wait outside. Come soon." When he steps out, she's smoking. He's wondering why she even came all the way out here just to see him. They started walking down the street. She tells him the singles party was terrible. There wasn't a single decent guy there. Sugawa looked pretty sad saying that. They sat down in the park. Kurosawa offered to take her to a movie. She said no. "I hate that kind of invitation." So Kurosawa goes, "Okay then, let's just go on a date." She looks at him. "Really?" He says, "Yeah, I can't stand watching you look sad." She goes, "Oh, come on, I don't look sad." On the way home, she quietly says, "Okay, I'm actually really excited for that movie." And hearing that, Kurosawa can't stop smiling. And that's where the manga ends. I know some of you didn't like the ending, but honestly, that discomfort is the whole point. Kurosawa didn't get a revenge arc or a power fantasy. He got something harder. He changed. And that's what the entire series was building toward. If that hit you the way it hit me, go watch the full Brutal series by clicking here. And if you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.